I'm Reece at your leisure in Morocco, in the ancient Roman city of Volubilis, and it was right here that Morocco was actually founded.
This 2nd century Roman ruin is just one of the many varied stops on our 2-week guided tour of the Kingdom of Morocco. It was here in the 8th century that Idris I, a descendant of Muhammad, introduced Islam to the land, married a Berber princess, and created what became the state of Morocco. The Roman basilica, nearly half the length of a football field, was the administrative and judicial center of Volubilis. Temples and huge mansions with elaborate mosaics were uncovered at this UNESCO World Heritage Site. A 2,000-year-old Roman road is still chuck-hole free after the millennia. 20,000 people lived here in the 2nd century. Today, a solitary white stork is the sole resident. After Idris was murdered in 791, his son moved the capital to Fez. Likewise, we move on to Fez, and along the way we stop at the roadside stand of another Idris, a farmer selling wild jujubes, olive oil, and bags of snails. Our guide asks if we can visit the farm his family has owned for centuries, and he demonstrates the outdoor oven where he bakes his bread. His mother Yamni leads us into the kitchen her father built. They treat us to fresh bread with olive oil and an amazing unscripted glimpse into the life of a Moroccan farm family.
It's made my trip. It's just so special. They're so sweet. She's so sweet. I want to take her home.
Then through this ancient gate, we enter the 1,000-year-old city of Fez. 6 different times it has served as the imperial capital of Morocco. Today, the opulent palace behind these massive doors stands empty. Behind the battlements, guarded by stalwart white storks, Fez boasts what is thought to be the largest car-free zone in the world. The narrow alleys of the Fez Medina zigzag through an endless maze. Another World Heritage Site, the Medina is filled with shops selling colorful dresses, meats of all sorts. And we assume from the icon hanging out front this stall specializes in camel meat. We find artisans pounding away on copper plates and are invited into a hole-in-the-wall preschool for a quick lesson in the Quran. And finally, a pungent visit to an ancient leather tannery where hides are cured by hand in medieval stone vats filled with cow urine, quicklime, and pigeon poop. It's a sight to see, but definitely not smell.
Well, it was amazing, the narrow, windy streets, and thank goodness we had a guide or we would have been lost for a long time.
We're invited to a dinner at a local home for an eye-opening introduction into Moroccan family life. Then we head out again over the Atlas Mountains through the forest of towering cedar trees. In the foothills, our bus suddenly stops and our guide Youssef leaps out. After conferring with a woman, Youssef waves us up to this tent home on the hillside for another impromptu encounter, this time with a nomadic family. The father is off tending his flocks. Children are apparently doing their studies while sister bakes bread. Primitive? Well, maybe, but not totally lacking in a few 21st century conveniences. Our lodgings rarely lack anything. Sometimes they were more than opulent palace-like kasbahs, complete with a pool, TV, Wi-Fi, king beds, and full breakfast. Sometimes more traditional Moroccan mansions in the old Medina, converted to comfortable boutique hotels called riads. In the Sahara, a tent camp fit for a sheik. After the hot desert, a complete change. The snow-covered high Atlas Mountains and a narrow, twisty e-ticket ride around switchbacks impossible for these big rigs to squeeze by. Somehow they manage. We arrive at the Hollywood of Morocco with 2 huge movie studios near the tiny town of Ait Ben Haddou, home to this huge 8th century Qasar, a fortified earthen complex of 6 forts and some 50 palaces. Another World Heritage Site, a magnet for filmmakers. The Qasar has graced such movies as Gladiator, Lawrence of Arabia, and Jewel of the Nile. Our local guide, Hussein, has a special nickname because he's an on-screen regular.
My name is Action, because I'm extra in 16 movies.
Nearby, in a cramped kitchen at a women's co-op, we are put to work making bread products the ladies will sell in town, the money used for the betterment of all women in Ben Haddou. The ladies then treat us to a delicious Moroccan lunch before decorating our skin with temporary tattoos. This paste of the henna tree will wash off, leaving the familiar bright red stain.
I think it is an amazing job.
And finally, a quick stop in Casablanca at the 5th largest mosque in the world. And of course, Rick's Cafe, a more modern version of its movie namesake. And a farewell dinner complete with exotic dancers. A fantastic journey to what is in fact America's oldest friend. This North African Muslim nation was the first to recognize American independence in 1777.
I think the word that I would use to describe it is variety. Variety of landscapes, of desert and mountains and woodlands and people and history. Just an amazing experience.
Reece at your leisure on an exotic visit to the Kingdom of Morocco.
Hey guys, if you liked that video, you're going to want to watch all of our other AYL videos. You're going to want to like it, you're going to want to share it, and you're going to want to subscribe, right? See all the buttons right here? This is what you're going to want to do, right? Click on them, because we have some really cool videos, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff, bloopers of Alicia crashing and stuff.
Why are you going to sell me out like that, Steven?
So you want to click all of these things and subscribe to our channel, because At Your Leisure is awesome, and we'll see you here for more videos.